If I'm faithful with a little, then God will be able to trust me with more. And that's what verse 10 says. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much, and whoever is dishonest with little will be dishonest with much, and obviously whoever is irresponsible with little will be irresponsible with much. Are you using your money in such a way that God says, man, I want to give them more? Are you using your time in such a way? Are you using your influence? This principle applies to every area. Now, follow me on this. If God has given you just a little bit of talent, you just got a little bit of talent, but you're faithful to use it. You don't say, I'm not a superstar, so I won't do anything. I'm going to use what little talent I've got. You know what will happen? God will increase your talent. If you just got a little bit of influence, but you say, you know what, I'm going to lose what little influence I've got for good and for God, God will increase your influence. If you just got a little bit of money, you say, but I'm going to use this wisely, the way God says to use it, then God will increase your possessions, your material possessions. It's true of opportunities, it's true of network, it's true of everything in life. Look at this verse on the screen, Matthew 25. Jesus said, to those who use well what they are given, even more will be given. And they will have what? I want, as your pastor who loves you, I want you to have that abundance in every area of your life. But you got to use what you've been given. Faithfulness in little ways produce fruitfulness in big ways. You say, when I make it big, man, then I'll really become generous. When I make it big, then I'm going to start tithing. No, you won't. Start tithing when you're poor. That's how you get out of poverty. You start managing well what God has given you, and then God can trust you. I have seen this happen in every area of my life now for over 40 years. And when I was a very young man, I began to take what little I'd been given, what little intelligence, what little talent, what little influence, what little money God had given me. And I was faithful with it. And I used it for good, not for my purpose, but for good and for God. And God gave me more, and God gave me more, and more, and more, and kept increasing me, my influence, my blessings in all these different areas. Most of you know that when I wrote Purpose Driven Life 12 years ago, it became the best-selling book in the world for 4 years. It's in Guinness Book of Records with 2 records. First, it's the best-selling book in American history, hardback. And second, it's the most translated book in the world, second only to the Bible. And people often ask, well, why do you think God chose you? I'm not even an author. I'm not a professional author. I'm a pastor. I've never taken a class on writing. So how do you write the best-selling book in American history? Why do you think God chose me? I didn't know for a long time. I know now. He knew he could trust me with the money. He knew I wouldn't use it on myself. He knew I would give it away because I had a 30-year track record. Most of you know I live on 9% and give away 91%. When that book hit, I could have gone out and bought a small nation. And I could have had all these butlers serving me drinks with little umbrellas in them. But when you write a book and the first line is, it's not about you, you know the money's not for you. And so we didn't do that. You know I don't take a salary from this church. Haven't done so. I've served this church now free for 33 years. Faithfulness in little ways produces fruitfulness in big ways. I want God's blessing on your life, but you got to do it God's way. Let's bow our heads. So let's do a little personal evaluation in your own life. I want you to ask yourself some questions. First, does God really have first place in my life? Or is something else first place in my life? Can God trust me with what he's allowed me to have? Am I managing my money well? Am I managing my opportunities well? Am I managing my life well? Am I managing my health well? Or everything else God has given me? Does the way that I'm using my money show God that I can be trusted with more? What or how much am I investing for eternity? Will anybody be in heaven because of the way I'm using my money? Why don't you pray this prayer? Say, dear God, I don't want to waste money. Just say that in your mind. God, I don't want to waste your money. I don't want to love it. I don't want to live for it. I don't want to trust in it for my security. And I don't want to expect it to satisfy and meet needs that only you can meet. God, from this day forward, help me to remember every day that it all belongs to you. That I don't really own anything. That it's all just on loan from God, and you're going to loan it to somebody else after I die. God, I want what I do with my money to show that I love you the most. And I want what I do with my money to show that I trust you for security, not my bank account. And God, I want you to look at the way I'm using my life and my money and know that you can trust me with greater responsibility. Help me to remember that money is just a tool. And while many people use it for bad, I want to use it for good and for God. Help me to do what this manager did right. Help me to look ahead. Help me to make a plan. Help me to act quickly and not procrastinate. Lord, you've said from your own words that the best use of money is to help get people into heaven. So that's storing up treasure in heaven. Lord,